What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York. We are back outside the Kingsland, and today we are here with Jeff of Eyes of the Sun. Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's so awesome to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but you were technically in one of my older interviews with Good Tiger.
I made an ass appearance.
Quite literally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think it made the interview interesting, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But what I understand is that you are currently working on some new music now. Are you trying to kind of do something similar to what Chapter 1 was doing, or do you think you're going to do something completely different that we never heard from Eyes of the Sun before?
It's pretty similar. It's along the same vein of what we've kind of done before. Yeah, it's not too far off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought your style has elements of like death metal, some doom metal, some black metal. I'd imagine that, you do like to experiment a little bit with your sound, right?
We all come from different backgrounds of music. Miguel's got what he listens to. Dr. Thunder, who's standing over here right next to me here, he likes punk, pop, Japanese music. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on, but we all come from like different backgrounds of music, all along like the heavier side of stuff. So I think we kind of like to incorporate a little bit of everything in there.
Fairly interesting. What I'm curious is because your music is very atmospheric, it's very raw, it's very powerful. Do you always does every song call for a new approach, or do you have kind of like a formula with each song that you work with?
Every song it's a different approach pretty much on every song. I mean, sometimes somebody will come in with a riff, sometimes something will come in with a riff and we won't like it and we'll switch stuff around. Everything, it's always like, there's always a different formula to it, honestly. Like, it's never just nice and simple. It always takes a while, and we're shifting things around and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's always different.
So that's why it's been taking so long to get a follow-up to Chapter 1.
It's been fucking painstaking, honestly, because then we'll write we will write stuff and then we'll throw it away and say this isn't good enough, and it's been taking a while too, because life gets in the way. We all had a rough year last year with personal problems and things like that, and so it's a little bit of everything. And we'll go into rehearsal, and sometimes it's just frustrating trying to pull stuff out, and then stuff that right now we're flowing, and we're almost done with it. So hopefully by the end of the year we'll hear some new stuff from us. We're gonna play a couple new songs tonight. We got two. What do we got? Two new songs tonight. Three new songs we're playing tonight. So mixed in with some of the old stuff. So it'll be good.
Awesome. What I'm really curious about is there like a meaning behind your music that kind of Eyes of the Sun revolves around? Like, I really do enjoy like the sound and even like the lyrics to a song like My War. Do you have like a concept that helps determine the outcome of your music?
Yes. Yeah, it's all basically the fucked up shit that goes on in the world, whether it's our food supply, or we don't really dive into like lyrically. I don't really dive into politics, but it's mostly about what we're doing to the planet. Is kind of what Chapter 1 was mainly about, the first album, and it bleeds into the second one also. And I think the second one, Chapter 2 is going to also be some of that kind of stuff also, but there's a lot of spirituality involved in that one also too.
Really interesting. Is your music, can it also still be open to interpretation, or do you try to maybe like inform the listener on this issue that you sing about?
No, I really want it to be open to interpretation. Like, it's hard to understand me, I think, lyrically when I'm singing. A lot of people say, and I kind of like it like that. Like, interpret what you want, So it's open to interpretation. Take what you get from it.
Awesome. Can somebody else's interpretation maybe change your perspective on your own music at all?
Yeah, it could. If somebody tells me what they're getting out of it, I could be like, oh, that's all right. That's interesting. And I'll think about it. But yeah, I think it could do that.
I'm going to get this question out of the way right now because it's the hardest question for every musician I ever interviewed. But for some reason, I think you'd actually be good at answering it. How do you know when a song is done?
That's a hard one. I mean, I don't think a song is... when it feels right, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's all like, we play with feel. Like, if it feels right, then it works. And that's it. I mean, that's all I got to... That's basically the way it goes. If it feels done, then it's done.
Okay. You're, I think, like the 17th artist to answer it that way.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I think it's a sensible answer, though, because, this is all about heart, and you put your passion into it and stuff like that. So I think, having it feel right that's the goal,
Very interesting. Now, what I'm curious is, as somebody who has seen you live numerous times, I always thought that it's a completely different experience seeing you live versus listening to your music just on my phone or whatever. For you, are you in a completely different state of mind than when you're performing in front of an audience live than when you're like in the practice space or the studio?
Well, when we rehearse the set, I can get to the same place we are live, almost. Live, I feel like you're putting everything into it because you want the audience to feel exactly the way that song made you feel when you wrote it. You know what I mean? But you can get that way in rehearsal. Hell yeah, you can. I mean, we've had rehearsals before where it's like, at the end you're like, ah, fuck yeah, dude, that was awesome. It felt good. It's good, almost as good as playing a show. You know what I mean? Like recently, we haven't done a set in a while. We haven't played out in a while. All we've been doing is writing. So I think sitting here with the, rehearsing the set felt really good.
Do you try to execute the material exactly how it sounds on the album, or do you maybe like to change things up a little bit to make the live presence a little bit of a different experience?
I think it's a little bit different live. It is a little bit different live. I think it's louder and a little heavier live, which hopefully on the next album we can capture a little bit more. But I think there's a little difference from live to the album.
Now, being a band that's one of New York City's own, and you're very active in the New York City metal scene, what is your take on like the New York City metal scene? How do you, do you think it's kind of easier to start a band here because there's so many people involved in the music scene?
I think there's a lot of places to play right now, which is great. I think the New York metal scene is great. It's alive and well, and there's a lot of places to play and go. I think it's a good time to start a band in New York City. It's just fucking expensive. You know what I mean? That's the shitty part about New York City is, practice and getting to the clubs and all that kind of shit. It's an expensive place to be, but in general, it's a great time to be a New York metal band.
Yeah. Being, you being the owner of Lucky 13, and that's such
There's a rat right there.
Oh shit! I'm glad. Thanks, because if that would have took me by surprise, I would have freaked out in the middle of the interview, and I would have had to edit the hell out of it to crop that out. But being the owner of Lucky 13, being working in such a great metal hub of New York City, does being around other metal bands and other metalheads, does that also influence you as an artist as well?
Not really. I don't think so. I mean, I've always been part of the scene, and I think we all have, and I don't think we take influences from everything, but I don't know about being part of the scene, influences at all. I think we're older now, and we do what we do. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you also come from Boston, so.
Originally, yeah. I've been here almost as long as been here almost longer than I was in Boston for originally, so.
Is the metal scene there completely different than it is here?
I have no idea what's going on there right now. I mean, I thought it was great when I was a kid. But that's 25 years ago now, so I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on there now. I hear there's some good bands coming out of there, but I just, and we've had some Boston bands play at Lucky 13 that are really good. A lot of hardcore stuff and some like doomy metal stuff, and it seems like there's some good stuff coming out of there. But Gozu, a good friend of ours, yep. They're from out there, so I think there's a cool scene going on out there. We played out there we played out there last winter, I guess. Yeah, so I guess we have played less than a year. We played over there last winter. So
awesome. So before we go, I'd like to thank you so much for coming on today. It's going to be an awesome show tonight. Is there just anything else you'd like to promote with Eyes of the Sun in terms of shows, or when can we expecting Chapter 2, if that's what you plan on calling it?
It's going to be called Chapter 2. Chris, you want to interject, or you want to just hang out over there? So, just keeping it. Listen, we got offered the show. We were really excited to do it, and it's breaking up the monotony of sitting there writing. We're almost done with the record. We have one more song to polish up, and then we're gonna want to go into the studio hopefully in October, and hopefully have a new record by the end of the year. So keep an eye out for us. And once we're done recording, we'll start playing some more shows again, so we can, stop being stuck in the studio. So.
We could be expecting it this year?
I hope so. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm planning on it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, man.
Everybody, we are here with Jeff of Eyes of the Sun. Be sure to pick up Chapter 1 if you haven't already, and be on the lookout for Chapter 2. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We'll see you next time.